Well, here we are again. Just an update for everybody. Um, Back in August, they took the stent out of my throat and they did a PET scan, and it showed that there was just one little speck in there they thought was left, but it wasn't cancer. They thought it was just an inflammation. So they took the stent out. I came home. I was starting to eat a little bit better and everything else. And over the last 2 weeks, it's been a little bit rougher to eat. Then finally, last Wednesday morning, I tried to eat and nothing would go down into my stomach. Not even water, nothing I drank, anything. It would get about halfway down my esophagus and, regurgitate. That continued on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By Friday, I was so malnutritioned that I knew something was definitely wrong. So Friday afternoon, I called my oncologist up at Akron General Hospital. He said, "I'm going to admit you. You don't even need to come to the emergency room. They'll call you when your room's ready, and you come up and we'll get you in here." So about 2 hours later, they called. Lewis drove me up the hospital. I went into the main gate, main door. Went up the elevator right to the patient's room, went to my room, and they were there waiting for me, and they got me admitted. It kind of sucked because, I can't eat, nothing's going through to my stomach. So I sat there all night. All they'd let me have was ice chips, but of course, them were coming right back out. And I'd go in the bathroom every once in a while and get a drink of water, but that would come right back out too. Saturday morning, you would think that they would have me in for a scope and try to figure something out, but all they did was take me down for a PET scan and an x-ray. Finally, Saturday afternoon, I was like, look, it's not going to go in my stomach, but I need something, lemon ices, cherry ices, ice cream, pop, something, just to get the feeling of something going in and getting the flavor and the taste. I know it's going to come right back out, but, hook me up. So they did that, and this is Saturday, and then I went all Saturday night, all day Sunday, nothing, they did nothing. I was still waiting, just still sitting there. Basically, at this point, I'm 5 days in with nothing in my stomach. So Sunday night rolls around, and I'm thinking, well, if you got a guy who's been starving for 5 days, he's been in your hospital for 2.5. You would think first thing Monday morning, they would pull me in for the scope, and figure out and get something working. Monday morning rolls around, and they're like, "Well, you're gonna have your procedure tomorrow, which is Tuesday morning." So I'm pretty pissed off right about now. I'm feeling miserable. I'm severely malnutritioned, everything else. So Monday afternoon, they come in with this giant bag. You might have seen it on my Facebook post. It's a giant 1 gallon bag of proteins and minerals and vitamins and everything else. And they put a pick thing in my arm that goes straight into my veins in my chest. And they actually hooked that up and was feeding me through that. After a couple hours, I started feeling better because I was actually getting some nutrition. And I told them, I was like, well, I'm going in first thing in the morning. I'm leaving when they're done putting the stent in, if they're going to get the stent in. Well, we probably have to keep you for another day or two. I was like, I've had the stent in and out several times over last year, and each time I went home directly after. I'll be fine. So Tuesday morning rolls around. Finally, at 8 o'clock, they take me down for surgery. I didn't get into the surgery room till 10. Now, I had told Lewis the night before that I was going for surgery in the morning and I'd probably be done by noon, and I'd give him a call to come get me. And while I went through this surgery, they put the new stent in my throat. I came out. I was under anesthesia, and I was still loopy as hell. But I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Taking me up to my room. I went up to my room. I called Lou to tell him, to head up. He's like, what do you mean? I'm already out here. I'm like, well, shit. I looked at the nurse. I took off my hospital gown and everything right there. Was putting on my clothes. I said, well, get my release papers and stuff because I'm going home. Well, we can't do that fast. I'm like, look, I'm going home. You figure it out. And she ran down and got the release papers and everything I needed to know. And she's like, well, you need to do this. Look, I had a stint in for 6 months. I know the deal. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to drink and eat and everything else throughout the whole phase. Send me home. I'll be fine. So she finally, about 15 minutes later, come back with the papers. And they took the pick out of my arm and all that. And I had my bag and I was dressed and ready to go. And I'm standing at the door of my room. She's like, can you wait about 20 minutes for a wheelchair to have somebody take you down? I said, no, I'm going now. I'm good. Actually, I was still kind of loopy from the anesthesia, but I said, I walked up here, I'll walk back. So I went to the elevator, went down the first floor, walked out the main entrance, and there's Lou. I looked at him, I said, I'm feeling kind of woozy, man. I got in the truck. And on the way home, we stopped a couple places, and I got a whole bunch of Ensure protein drinks and all that stuff. Came home and started chugging protein drinks and electrolyte drinks and all that other stuff. And, well, today, feeling better. Through the next couple of days, it's going to hurt in my chest a little bit because during the first 2 or 3 days, that stint goes from my throat all the way into my stomach. So over the next 2 or 3 days, it'll keep expanding until it's at its maximum place. So that discomfort's going to be there. But things are going down. Everything's rolling through like it's supposed to. And they did when they did the stent, they did a scope and they took biopsies, did another PET scan. The last time this happened was when the cancer tumor grew into my esophagus and closed it off. My oncologist, he doesn't think that that's the case this time because it's only been over a month since it's been out. The stent's been out. And on the last PET scan, there was only a little dot, and they thought it was inflammation. I'm not so positive. I think it's back. But I'll have to wait a couple of days to see what's going to happen. They're probably going to end up doing an esophectomy, or they take the whole esophagus out, or if it's just a little bit of a trace of cancer, they might just shoot it with radiation and chemo again, but we'll see. But just wanted to update everybody, let you know I'm kicking. I'm still a tank. I'll get through her. I want to thank everybody for their prayers and wishes over the weekend and everything else. But I'm hanging in there, so everybody have a good day, and thank you very much.